Good morning, Phenomenals. It's Wendy Jacobs here with another quick video message. And today I have a question. Let me just turn off this sound here so we don't get any more disruptions. There we go. I have a question from one of the group members who sent me a message asking me about my opinion on the dating scene. So basically it was, Wendy, what is your opinion, both professionally and personally, on the dating scene? Well, firstly, personally and professionally, I'd say my answer is the same, and here it is. Just like anything in our lives, the dating scene is diverse. It's extremely diverse. And I must say that in many ways, I was somewhat unprepared when I first became single, as I really didn't know what I was stepping into. And I'd like you, if you're newly single, to realize that this might be the case for you too. So there may be what I like to call a few teething problems to start with. So go easy on yourself. Go easy, go gentle, have fun. One of the most important things I think to determine when you first start dating is to know what your outcome is. Just like in life, what's the point? Why are you dating? What's the purpose? See, what might be your outcome, the point of you dating, may be very different to the person that you're actually going on a date with. So it's important to figure this out early on. It also allows you to know if you're actually meeting your outcomes in the dating scene. So let's just say the reason you're dating is to meet people. So these days, I'm dating, and one of the outcomes I have is to meet people, to meet new people. And so I go in with a very light-hearted attitude to dating, almost like, friendships. It's almost like, having a coffee with a friend. I'm just out there meeting people, and there's a diverse range of people out there. So it's important to know what you want. The other thing also is to know your values, to understand what's important to you, your personal values, because the dating scene can be quite intimidating in many respects, and it's also a place where you may learn to have to speak up for yourself, and that requires a strong sense of your boundaries. And your boundaries are knowing how to protect the things that you value most. So if you have an idea of how you would like to experience dating, get clear on that. Write it down if you need to. Spend some time thinking about the process. Think about, I'm going out and I'm going to meet lots of people. And if I do meet someone that I like, what's the next step? How often am I willing to meet with that person in the first week? How often am I willing to meet with him in the first month? How much time are we going to spend together on our dates? What kinds of activities would I like to do on my dates? What am I willing to do in the initial stages of dating? What am I not willing to do? Ask yourself personal questions too. I mean, we're all adults here, so how long am I going to wait before I have sex is a good question to ask. How long am I going to wait before I consider being in an exclusive relationship with this person? How long am I going to wait before I consider moving in and living with this person? I encourage you to think about the answers to these questions, and there's many more that you can ask. Because often what happens when we meet someone, the floodgates are open and in pours all those hormones and chemicals, and that can really start to affect the way that you're seeing things. So by getting clear before you start dating about what it is that you want, what it is that you value, it's going to help you set up some clear boundaries. And what that's going to do, it's going to give you a sense of confidence when you start to date. It's also going to allow you to give yourself the self-respect that you deserve, and in turn receive the self-respect, receive the respect from the people that you're dating. It's a space where you've got to take good care of yourself. Know what you're after, know what you're worth, know what you're willing to put up with, know what you will not tolerate. Get so clear on that. Start to practice the communication. I know that this was such a new area to me that some of the things that I needed to speak about were things that I've never had to speak about, because I met my husband when I was 15 years old, and I didn't have to have a lot of the conversations that I need to have these days with the men that I choose to go on dates with. So these days I've had to learn to develop a dialogue around that, to understand that we're both on the same page, looking for the same things, valuing the same things. And often that can be a little tricky. I know that at first I didn't have that voice. It was quite intimidating for me. I was somewhat shy to express what it was that I wanted. I probably didn't even know what I wanted, honestly. But as I started getting clearer, and often that only came once someone bumped up against my boundaries. You know, I'd get upset over something, and then I'd be in this space of going, hey, you know what? I really need to figure out what I need to say so this doesn't happen, or I need to really make it clear before I go on my next date what this is about so that this doesn't happen. So what I found is just practicing what you're going to say. Find yourself a good girlfriend if you're a girl, or a good boyfriend, or you don't have to, it doesn't need to be the same sex, just a good friend that is probably in the same space that you're in or has been previously, and just practice. Ask the questions that you're asking me to those people. You know, you might find that those people are so extremely knowledgeable. I know that my good friend Danny has been one of my girlfriends that I've run to so many times in this dating journey. Danny's been single longer than I have. She's been dating longer than I have. She's had massive experiences in this area, and she's had quite a journey. And so she understands where I'm at, and she's been able to give me good advice. So, all I can say right now is go out, have fun. You might have to kiss a few frogs before you find the guy or the girl that you like. That's okay. It's part of the journey. These are stories that you'll get to share one day. But yeah, just remember to have fun. That's what it's about. It's about being happy. It's about enjoying it. It's learning how to speak up for yourself. So if you're not having fun, exit. Okay? Have lots of fun out there. I hope this video has been helpful. As always, live consciously and filled with love. Goodbye.